There we go. Alright. So you're probably wondering where I've been. Well, me and my wife has sort of tested positive for the flipping COVID virus. And since we tested positive, that means I'm going to actually be talking about it. Just out of spite a little bit. Alright? So, alright. So, you're probably wondering what it is I want to talk about since me and my wife tested positive for COVID, alright? Well, since we tested positive, I could talk about China's government killing prisoners for forced organ harvesting. I could talk about that. But is that really COVID related since me and my wife tested positive for COVID? Well, it's not really COVID related, but it is China government related. How about I talk about major liberal charities funneling millions into the arms of the Chinese government? How about that? I can talk about that. Forced organ harvesting of prisoners. A peaceful Falun Gong practitioners being harvested for organs. Or U.S. charities funneling millions into the Chinese government. What about that? How about Dr. Anthony Fauci's AIDS crisis and the protests that he caused? Him wanting to withhold the AIDS treatment for victims of AIDS. I can talk about that. I could even talk about the defectors from China in the first month of COVID. Bringing documents from the Wuhan Institute of Virology, proving it came from here. The fact it was founded in 1956. And Anthony Fauci is a huge supporter of gain-of-function research. I go find the videos. Someone doing talks about how important gain-of-function research is during the Obama administration when the vice president was Joe Biden. I can talk about that too. You know what I'm saying? Or I could even go into literally how China has refused World Health Organization probes into the Wuhan lab. Or how the World Health Organization helped fund the Wuhan lab. But here's the major irony. Because the Wuhan Lab of Virology and its parent company is the Chinese Academy of Science doesn't release its donors and backers' financial reports. You can't find them. They're not out there. They're withheld. They're sealed. But you're probably wondering, why is all of this important? This is why it's fucking important! Just look at this. I want you to just look at this number. COVID deaths. Just look at this number. You know, let's just, for sakes of argument here, we're going to type in total, let's see, concentration camp deaths. Just... Forced labor camps. Which one just kind of just, you know... Here's the survivors. Would you just look at this? Jehovah's Witnesses, other nationalities, Soviets, POWs, Ramas, Polios, non-Jews, Jews. Just... Alright. Alright, let's see here. We should be able to get this. Just this. Considering we know full well IBM provided the computers to help them keep these counts. Let's see here. Of course, it's a Chinese business to advertise. I'm trying to get information. Alright. Yeah, so everything's just breaking it up by the camp, so it's not getting me the totals. Alright, so they're averaging... Alright. I got hundreds of thousands. So individual camps is like right about here. Unfortunately, can't get the totals for these here. Right? Alright, so okay. Alright, since I can't get the totals here. But yeah. Yeah, so the death toll of COVID is comparable to that of the estimated Nazi concentration camps. Comparable in deaths. And yet literally, you can literally find China refused World Health Organization investigations into Wuhan lab of virology. Literally. First and second probes that World Health Organization wanted to. However, you're probably wondering, wait a minute, why is it China's rejecting it and nothing's happening to China? Well, I showed you earlier how China is basically the second highest debt holder of the United States government. I could even show you how China basically had all of the United States media in their back pocket and pulling their strings. Heck, U.S. taxpayers funded the Wuhan lab. Ain't that something? Oh, look at this New York Post video. Oh, yeah, that's right. Remember that when the New York Post was bragging how the United States was funding the Wuhan lab of virology back in the day? Remember that? The New York Post did a video on it, showed the lab inside of it, talked about how the U.S. was funding it. Remember that? Oh, look at this. Look at this. U.S. grant money to Wuhan lab. Chinese scientist was there. Remember? Remember that? It's funny how people forget. Oh, look at this. Look at this. Google funded the lab as well. Where the Bible came from. Google funded it too. So you're probably wondering, Go away. What does all this matter? U.S. Google's funding the Wuhan lab. Funding it. And they don't even have to declare it all. Oh, this is my point. Unregistered biolabs is across the United States. But guess what? None of them's going to tell you. Those biolabs, guess whose connections do those labs have? They're not going to tell you. Violin, HIVs, viruses are all in these labs. San Francisco, across the U.S. You getting this here? They're not telling you what ties they have. I'll tell you what ties they have. Oh, yeah, they're also working on stuff like Ebola. So-called select agents. Yeah, they got ties to something. You don't know what ties they have? Communists? China. I can actually get into other stuff that Communist China is like smuggling drugs into the U.S., running pot farms in the U.S. and houses. But you know what? Yeah, that's my point. You think COVID was bad? What this has? And what reports have been showing that China's been working on? Try a 100% fatal to all ages variant of COVID. That's the point. I was going to bother to talk about this, but since I ended up getting it, why bloody not? Why bloody not? All right. That's what. So, hopefully, I'll be able to actually get back to making content again, instead of basically my eyes and my head, and my back hurting. Alright? And that's what got, as I lost a week worth of content, I decided I might as well talk about the flipping virus that I ended up having. Me and my wife tested positive for the shit. Alright. Alright. Yeah. Alright. Sorry to press the shit out of you, but thanks for watching. Peace out.